see, and then, I think that's it.
So I'm just curious, you've heard from residents that on all these things, or some of them, and you just thought others were a good idea? Or?
All of them, except for the sign, and the amount and how many signs. I mean, they all are generally taking 3 signs, one being the permit sign. As far as wanting more sales, almost everybody wants another sale or wants to be able to do it the next week.
Okay, and we currently allow 2, is that right? And they have to be 6 months apart or something?
4 months, yes.
Or still 4 months?
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
But now we'd be moving it to 4.
Yes.
So is it, I guess, when we did this a long time ago.
I heard of
And,
that.
it was in the Star Telegram, Richard Herman, and they were lowering the hammer on someone who had their homemade sign or whatever. And I am a little surprised that other cities don't regulate the signage, because it is a lot more attractive.
Yes.
I mean, to not see all the brown
Yes.
and on the phone poles, telephone poles. So probably at the time we did swing a little too far to be too restrictive. Another historical fact is at one point we're going to raise the fee to like $15 or something, and the room was full of people. They only made $15 on the garage sale.
Right.
But they all the wires get them inside the room, because they wouldn't do it for $15.
Now it's 105.
Yeah, I know. But, so then we lowered it again.
Okay.
But, so I'm curious, if going to 4 though and not having any restriction, then someone could do it for a full month, right? So you don't perceive that neighbors would care about that?
I don't think so, no. And code's going to be going by to make sure they're not selling things that they shouldn't be selling.
Yeah.
Because that stipulations will still be there.
Right, yeah. No, we used to have also issues with people putting in trailers, especially people on the boulevard, and I'd load their trailer, and so, they would make the agreement, they'd get an okay.
Yes.
But it's obviously the same trailer that's coming in to the next door neighbor the next week.
Gotcha.
Those aren't issues, I guess, anymore, as far as you know.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Chief, you don't?
No, sir.
One thing, many years ago, when I was a kid, just a couple years ago, no. Back in the 80s, there was a rule that if anybody else on that block was doing a yard sale, that was the only one. And so my grandmother was very good friends with one of her neighbors. But if one of them heard that the other one was going to have a yard sale happen, they would come down. And so we would get word from Grandma, we're doing a yard sale because that one was going to do it. For my permit. So, I guess the only question I had, one change that you didn't touch on, so you did mention most of the others, but there's one that says must have an active utility account in good standing within the city and property address of the sale, must be on a valid government-issued ID, and applicant must be 18 years or older. Could you just briefly touch on that and why that's needed?
Yes, we need to make sure the account's in good standing, that they're not basically staying in the house after it's been cut off, that it's not a substandard property. You're only allowed to do the garage sale if their name's on the account or if they're the authorized user. There is some confusion when people come in about that, but most people have been good about having their mom or dad or husband put them on the account, and we just get it taken care of right away. Yeah.
That's the issue of, say you own an empty lot, why you can't set your garage sale up. If you own a house and have an empty lot next to it, why would we care if they put it out there on that empty lot, even though because they don't have a water account for that empty lot, and they don't need one.
Correct.
But
We ran into that problem, and that's why we put that in the ordinance, not to allow that, because
I know, but what
they're
was
taking advantage of it. But now that you're having to change it, it's not as big a deal.
Well, in your example, it may not be a problem. If someone doesn't have the house next door, they just have an empty lot, and they're hauling in their junk and putting it on the lot, then I...
Well, if it's their lot, I'm saying, if you own the house and the empty lot...
Well, that's a real limited...
They're not having too much worth of garage sales.
And honestly, most people that have the empty lot next to their house, it's all platted as one lot anyway. So I don't know that there's a lot of...
We only have one that I'm aware of.
Right, there's not a lot of situations where there's a vacant lot next to the house that owns it. And I mean, I'm like, I think you're saying, I'm fine if they have it, but I would look at it in conjunction with the house, not,
Right.
the property.
And use the property as a garage sale instead of putting it at their house would be,
The two people I know about, they set it up on their lot next to their house, and Tony told them they couldn't do it, they had to have it on the house, on the lot where their house is, couldn't have it on an empty lot.
We can look
It
at
makes
that.
sense to me, why you,
Soften it.
if you're putting it over there, it's out of your way now. Some people use it in their driveway to, and now they gotta
So do
move
you-
cars around and stuff. You said, if you got, you're lucky enough to have an empty lot next to you that you own, I don't know why we would care if they put their stuff out there. We're still restricting how many they can have. Why not let them have it out there on an empty lot, if they have one?
I agree, I mean, as long as they own it, then it's, even if, but I guess I would
It's
say,
adjacent to a house.
yeah,
Not just an empty lot.
And their name is the one on the...
yeah.
And so we probably have one of these in River Oaks.
There's one I know where they want to do that, yeah. Because they had a sale at the other ones the week before, and they want to do another one on the pieces.
I'll have a couple of questions.
Sure.
What, in the past, you've given them 5 signs?
Yes.
And this is all for the cost of $5?
That's why we're going to 15.
What about what you proposed, we go up to 15?
No.
Does the $5 cover the cost of the 5 signs? Okay, that's why you're decreasing to 2.
Yes.
Okay. And then, but we're still, no other signs are allowed unless they purchase another one from the city?
And we have it, we're changing it, they can have up to 5 signs still.
I guess I don't understand why it is $5 if we're not even covering the cost of the sign. It's like, it makes no sense to me to lose money on their garage sale. So instead of $5.30 plus the time someone is putting into it, I don't see the issue with going up to, I mean, at least make it an even 6. But I think most people do nicely in garage sales. I don't think $10 is too much either.
But most of the surrounding cities are $8 to $10. Most of them are moving up now to the $10 if they want, and
Well, that was gonna be my next, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, and then if we're allowing it to increase to 4, which is a concern for me, because you're gonna have the neighbor that does 4 in a row, and that's a month of garage sales that, to me, they're just, well, they're junk. But I love going to them, don't get me wrong. I don't want my neighbor to have 4 in a row. But my point is, we're allowing the, actually, I forgot my point, y'all. We're allowing them to increase the amount of sales they can
You work
have.
for Castleberry, you said, right?
I'm not claiming anything. No, if y'all will quit distracting me, I'll tell you I'm okay, so we're allowing them to increase the amount of sales they have. So they will, are they gonna have to buy a permit for every single sale?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
My question,
we're not doing the 5 signs anymore.
correct,
We're gonna go down to 3 signs.
if they want additional signs, they have to 5, they're gonna be.
See, I think they need to purchase them. Why can they not purchase them?
They can purchase them, they're $1 right now.
Okay. So I feel like if we're saying we're decreasing it to 2 signs, we give them 2 signs with that $5.30, and I say go to $6, but we give them the 2 signs, and if they want more, just like they would above and beyond the 5, they have to purchase more.
well,
I mean,
the
I
530 was
understand.
only if we're giving them the 5 signs. So if we're giving them the 2 signs, then we are, I guess, barely breaking even on the 5, with leaving it at 5.
Correct.
And then if we still ever want to change the fee down the road, we would just need to amend the fee ordinance, not this, because the wording in here is changing to an applicant, it'll go from saying the permit fee is $5 to the permit fee shall be established by the council. So we would just be changing the fee ordinance as opposed to...
Correct.
Why would you limit it 5 signs? What if they wanted more? You can't have more than 5 signs? You put one in your yard.
You said because you can't put it on the boulevard.
Depends on where your location is.
You can't put them on the boulevard, you can't put them on telephone poles, so that's already limiting a whole lot of space right there.